Hi, this is Linda, and this is day 7 of Focus and Calm for Kids, 10 Holistic Essentials. So what I'd like to talk about today is looking after the basics. And we could put basics in parentheses because the basics are not always so easy. The basics of food and sleep and physical activity and time in nature. So if any of you have picky eaters, you know that this is pretty challenging. Actually, if you have downloaded from lindalonseth.ca, the free gift that is this in print, one of the emails that you'll receive is some tips for picky eaters. But when we do the initial intuitive body-brain health analysis, what we're looking at is all the food sensitivities and allergies that kids have. And so you can use that information to sort out what foods they can have, and you can get somebody to help you. You know, there are people who are holistic nutritionists and educators, and I know somebody who's amazing. So sometimes it's hard to be creative working with the kinds of foods that we can eat. And I've tried over the years, I've done all sorts of really restrictive diets for a while, and I know what it's like. And I know that it's tough for your kids because they're not always so motivated, right? They need to avoid certain foods, but they're not so motivated to avoid them and find something else. So that falls on you as a parent to try to make things that are interesting and appealing for them that are good for their bodies. I know it's a challenge, but it's really important. And specific diets may or may not be useful. And that's one thing I do check also when we're doing the intuitive body-brain health analysis, which I can do online, by the way. It doesn't need to be in person. Whether certain diets are useful. And the best way really is to learn how to ask your body what it requires, and that's pretty simple. And I show people that kind of thing in workshops. Sleep. Sleep can be due to imbalances in your brain, can be due to too much screen time before bed, as you know, can be due to medications. What other things? Stress or hidden emotions. There are a lot of things that can interrupt sleep patterns, and for these kids, that seems to be pretty common. Some of the kids, when I'd be teaching, they'd come to school ragged. Now, I'm not sure if they had spent a lot of time on their phones all night, or if it was difficulty sleeping from some of their meds. Some of them weren't on meds, and it was just they had really interrupted sleep. I know this is hugely challenging. What helps? You know, you're going to have to weed through a lot of possibilities to find something that helps. Physical activity helps, get them really worn out. And also the hands-on, the body partner thing that I will be showing people how to do in workshops really helps kids to relax so they can sleep too. So there are things that you can try, and I can help some with that, but there's a lot of you just seeing what it is that makes a difference and narrowing it down. Physical activity, kids need it. It helps to balance their neurochemicals, balance the activity of their brain. It's just an essential. And as adults, we don't always provide that for our kids, and they don't always want it because they would rather be on their phones addictively, right? And we see a lot less activity at schools during recess and noon hour. I walked into a school this morning, and what I saw, this is high school, was teenagers lined up sitting against their lockers before school, pretty much every single one of them on their phone. And I'm the same, you know. We're not doing ourselves or our kids any favors. So that's going to be a huge challenge, technology versus activity. But they desperately need physical activity. It helps their brain. It helps them to grow. It helps them to balance. And that leads to the last thing, which is nature. Actually, the most beneficial physical activity will be outside in nature, the most beneficial. And studies have shown that test results are better for kids after they have had even only 20 minutes in nature, in green nature. Well, we have that part of the year. And some studies have shown also that wide open fields produce better results. I mean, test results are something they can quantify, so that's why they use them. but they've shown that wide open fields produce better results than being in like more treed areas. Interesting, hey? So it seems like kids love and need the wide open freedom of running around on big grassy areas. How great is that? Most of us older crocs spent our childhood, playing out in those kinds of areas at recess time, at noon hour, at nighttime, playing ball, playing soccer, playing something. So our kids need that too, and it's tougher in the city, I know that. So nature, so food, sleep, physical activity, and nature. And these are some things that I lumped them all together because this is something that it really falls into your jurisdiction to take care of, even though somebody else can help you to know. I can help you figure out what foods are okay, some things that can help sleep, but it falls to you to make sure that they're getting what they need to eat, that they're not on their phones 2 hours before bedtime, and that they don't have access to screen time during the night, and that they're getting physical activity and that they're getting out in nature, right? That's just like, so many things for you to do. And I know you care about your kids a lot, and I know you're usually very heavily laden down with things to do and responsibilities. And this is just more. But I think these are holistic essentials that will help kids, and you fit all the puzzle pieces together and you get some happy kids and happy parents. So most of the stuff that I've talked about so far and will talk about, I can do if I do it. Some of it I refer somewhere else or you do it, but the stuff that I do, most of it I can do online. Somebody was asking me about that today, and for sure the intuitive body brain health analysis I can do anywhere. I can do it from across the world. It doesn't really matter. And a lot of the other stuff too. So just ask and have a great day and enjoy the sunshine, enjoy the beautiful weather, and get outside. Get outside. I have a workshop coming up this coming Thursday, May 24th, and I have a workshop on May 26th. One is in Toronto on Thursday evening, and Saturday the 26th is online. So you can find information about both of those at lindalonseth.ca, LINDALONSETH.ca. So please check it out and join me. I'd love to be able to talk to you face to face. Thank you for today, and we'll talk again. Bye for now. And end.